here for game mastering, especially when it comes to playing tabletop. Just some advertising here. T.C. McCarthy, Tiger Burning. Check it out. He's on YouTube. My favorite tool here is this book. I see a lot of people, showing their methods of game mastering and stuff. What tools they use for a binder. This is an arc binder from Staples. I think these cost like about 30 bucks for this kind of faux leather bound unit here. You can buy, grab these here. You can buy these arc discs, which are these things here. Easy to get. They're like, I don't know, a couple bucks, $3, something like that for 12 of these. So, and you can get them in different sizes. So this will be one size, another size. These ones you don't seem to be able to get this size, which is particular to this binder. Actually, to all their like ready-made binders. This one will be a larger disc. I think this is the same size. And the largest disc, I don't have an example readily at hand, but it is a little bit bigger than these as well. I actually have that on a binder, well, actually on a book that I had printed out. So, along with this, let me see if I have my. Yeah, there's also a punch that you can purchase. So, do I have it around here right now? No, I don't. I have it in. So the punch itself will line up your sheets pretty much the same way that you would use a 3-hole punch, but it's a little bit more heavy duty, and it'll cut these pages. You see, I print all my pages and make them into different, like this one here has the graph paper on it. So I use a program called Zara Photo and Graphic Designer. So you can easily design stuff like this. I throw in margins so that you can put these rings in very easily and it not get in the way of your drawing or making any kind of notes along the way. So you can make your own books. This is just using paper and a cardstock, and makes things easy to organize and put stuff in. For example, I printed up a bunch of these where they're just this is for, I think probably just for like Castles and Crusades or D&D. It's very universal to use. You pull, it's a whole bunch of these in here. These ones here, yeah, same thing. So I have them printed so that they're on one side or the other side. Are these the two-sided ones? Yeah, these are two-sided. So you just take this out. Say, for example, you wanted to insert an NPC in here. You had a bunch of notes, and just go ahead and add your NPC in there. And say that during the campaign, it goes further on, you have more notes as they go further along in the adventure. You want to keep this NPC at hand. Say further down, just insert it back in here, easy enough. Stays in there like pretty solid. That's not going to go anywhere. It's pretty awesome to take out all the pages, make your own pages. For example, I have my notes on this planet Starfall here for the starter of my campaign. I have its location here. I have a bunch of notes on potential adventures that they are gonna possibly go on. I have some notes on some NPCs here up along the page. And then on this side, I have, this is the actual ARC paper that comes with it in here. This one I actually printed. So same with this. I printed this directly from the Traveler map website. So you can just go, like, I play a lot of Travelers. So every world you can basically print out just like this and cut them out and place them in there, and voila. So this is my favorite method of playing games and keeping notes. I have a few of these. I have a couple, like just like this book over here, only larger. I have some notes on Bone Hill, so running the adventure L1 through 3, and I have a bunch of notes there converting that adventure, because it's basically from a basic first edition, I think it is, and I've converted a few things to 5E, I guess it's called now, and for beginner adventure, and just basically have the module printed like I do with these pages, and I slip in my notes about the way the monsters are in 5e, a little bit different than first edition, of course. So yeah, what else can I show you here? Also, I bind a lot of my stuff, so a good investment is getting yourself a laser printer, which I have done myself. And if you need to get your PDFs into a book, this one here is the ship's operator's manual from Traveler, so it gives you a lot of cool notes here. And yeah, I just bind it with a ring, I guess it's a coil binder. Coil binders are fairly cheap. I got this one for like 45 bucks Canadian. All my prices are Canadian, so this will both punch and on top bind. You just stick your coils in there, it opens them up and pulls them apart, and then you can go ahead and stick the pages in there. I've got various sizes of coils too. You can get them so that they can fit up to basically 300, 400, sometimes 500 pages. This one's only for like 30 pages. So yes, I create a lot of my books this way. Here is my Traveler Core book, which I got on Drive-Thru RPG, and yeah, it's the entire book, nicely laser printed out. I use really thick pages, way better than what you would find through the print on demand through Drive-Thru RPG. And yeah, it's nicely bound, ready to go. Yeah, really easy to do that. If you bought the PDF, why not just print your stuff and coil bind it? It's very quick, and it makes it a heck of a lot cheaper than purchasing an actual physical book, because sometimes you can't get them. You can get this one through Mongoose, of course, but yeah, I've already paid for the PDF through Mongoose, so I just printed it. So there's my copy. You pull the pages out and rebind them again. It's no problem. It's very easy to do. You just have to have, in the case of a coil binder, on hand so that you can go ahead and pull the spines apart and reset your pages. So you can always reuse and keep old pages and stick them back in. Makes for easy adjustments throughout the game with players advancing their characters, and maybe they want a new sheet because their old one's getting all messed up, and easy, just make them a new sheet, put it into the same coils that they've had for maybe years or whatever. It'll still retain its elasticity, and you just make them a new binder. And of course, I play a lot of Traveler. There's not any Traveler schematics. This is one deck from a one that I ship that I created. So this I've actually taken sheets of a this cardstock material, so very sturdy kind of material here. I printed out a 1-inch grid. Then I've taken markers and just your typical, you could use micros, you can use, I have a whole whack of Sharpies here. I've done the thick Sharpie along the edges. I've taken, say for example here, like I've printed off a bunch of schematic items from other materials, like these. I got chairs. I have an air raft here. I have more chairs that I've cut out. I have a bunch of iris valves in the top view, iris valves in the top view, or side view, I should say, side view, top view. Glued them in using, Aleene's tacky glue. So I made these 1 inch for the figures, so we can actually have our figures drop in here and playing very easily. Clear bases, I love putting clear bases on my minis so that you can play on here, as well as say for this battle systems backdrop that you see here. You put your mini down and you're not obscuring the detail of the nice looking battle map underneath them. So it's like you can, if you haven't seen how I put the clear bases on, this is what I use. I use the UV resin. It isn't as strong as using like the super glue. So I use this stuff for my super glue usually, with the activator. So it creates a strong bond using that, using the super glue. But the problem is with super glue, it fogs up the base. So you'll find that it'll be a little cloudy where you've dropped the. I mean, if you go ahead and make a mistake on a clear base and you glue it like awkwardly on there, and you want to re-glue it, it's going to retain the fogginess where you've last put glue on there, which isn't a good thing. You can just snap this off easily. It'll have This will likely bond more to the figure, so it's kind of a little rubbery, but still rather rigid. So like a rigid rubbery kind of material when this stuff sets up. You set this up with a UV light. I am going to be showing some interesting gameplay and game videos here on this channel, and hopefully it grows. So take care. Thank you for tuning in.